Aloha, it's Dave Lawrence. How are you? Big mahalo for tuning in. Today we've got a really cool special guest. He is a gifted guitarist whose memorable guitar solos and songwriting have been appreciated for over 25 years of creativity. He helped make his group one of the great bands to come out of the 80s. To this day, many of their singles are still heard on the radio, and in some cases, they even transcend formats. They're the kind of rock act that easily fit amongst alternative or modern rock acts as readily as they mesh with classic rock artists. And this distinctive player and songwriter is joining the all-star cast of characters heading to the Garden Isle for a unique cancer-fighting experience from Love, Hope, Strength, online at lovehopestrength.org. It's called Kauai Rocks, a highly interactive and unusual gathering we'll hear about as we welcome from the Cult guitarist and songwriter Billy Duffy. Aloha and mahalo, Brother Billy. Thank you so much for being my guest.
Well, my pleasure.
I appreciate it. And so I'm just guessing, but from my homework, I'm thinking perhaps a way that you got connected to this event may be through your relationship with Mike Peters of The Alarm, who you were working with in the 90s in Color Sound.
Yeah, absolutely. That was how it came about. Yeah, just literally through that friendship, and then also becoming friends through Mike with James Chippendale as well. So who's the other co-founder, and we just all sort of become buddies. And it's the first one I've been able to actually get to, believe it or not. Some cynics amongst people might suggest that it's the first one in Hawaii and that one that doesn't involve climbing up a mountain. Sleeping in a mud hut on the floor. It really was just all the other ones. The Cult were working, so I couldn't go. You know, I really actually wanted to do the Everest one.
Right, that would have been a real climb right there for sure.
Yeah, that would have been a hike. But anyhow, because me and Mike used to do that a lot. It's kind of funny, a lot of this sort of hiking stuff. Me and Mike used to do that a lot in between writing songs back when we were in England or Wales. He lives in Wales. I lived in England, and we used to go hiking a lot. Up
there in that area?
In North Wales mostly, near where Mike lives. You know, he lives near the Snowdon mountain range.
Okay.
We used to do that a lot in between writing songs and mucking about playing football.
Mike's good stuff. I haven't seen him in a long, long time. Looking forward to this show. It'll be kind of nice catching up with old cats. Who else on this bill have you gotten to work with previously?
Only John Oates briefly on some other gig. It might have been in Aspen, Colorado. I kind of also play in this, contribute to this kind of rock and roll party band called Camp Freddy.
Yep, I know them.
Yeah, just really is kind of for fun, completely for fun and profit. And we do that, and I think he was involved in one of those. Really, really cool guy.
Who else is in Camp Freddy? It's a lot of other stars. Give him some credit.
Well, the band. I mean, I'm not in them. I would say I'm like a first cousin to Camp Freddy, but band members are my old bandmate Matt Sorum from
GNR and stuff.
His VNR, yeah. Billy Morrison, another ex-Cult alumni, briefly, and a friend of ours.
Right.
Dave Navarro.
The man.
Donovan Leach, whose dad's Donovan.
Yep.
And the bass player's been kind of a revolving cast of people, to include the bass player from the Cult, Chris Wise, Chris Cheney, who played with Jane's Addiction. He's been the main guy.
You guys ever play Season of...
Cool. That's the core band, and then everybody over the last sort of 10 years, they've had anybody from, Ozzy Osbourne to, Billy Idol to, a million singers. It's just whoever's around, Steven Tyler, Lou Reed. It's just like a boring name-dropping fest, so...
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a good laugh. It's really kind of done for all the good reasons, where a bunch of guys can get out of being in their real band and whatever, accompanying headaches and politics can be involved in that, and just kind of play some rock and roll for fun, So.
Yeah, and help out sometimes too. That's cool for you guys to all be able to be like something for each other to do, maybe when you don't have so much else going on.
Certainly worked like that for me. When the Cult wasn't working for a few years, I had a lot of fun playing with Camp Freddy, and kind of got to play with a bunch of guys I'd never played with, and it was a really interesting experience for me, and it's still ongoing.
Yeah, man. Exactly. That's totally how I interpreted it. Are there? What's your background and experience with Hawaii? Have you been here before? What's the rundown on your personal past with visiting here?
basically, I'm an expert on the Four Seasons on Maui. Have been since, I would say I could, I major in the Four Seasons on Maui with a minor on Lahaina. So mostly just that, really. We did an album back in 2000 at Bob Rock's studio.
Right.
On Maui. We did, most of the recording was done there, so I drove around a kind of a bit of a beat-up pickup truck and used to commute from like Lahaina to Haiku every day, and I was there for like nearly 3 months, so I felt a little bit like I got to see another side of certainly Maui.
I got to hear about this.
They're the Four Seasons, actually.
I got to hear about this from Ian, actually, now that you're describing it, because when he came out here with the Doors in 2005, and I got to spend time with him, he was describing how much he didn't like Hawaii, because I remember he was saying he tried to block out the light in his room.
That sums the man up in his own words there. He's a man who likes to block out the light. So, there you have it.
Yeah, as you were telling that.
True story. That's a true story. He wasn't making that up.
Yeah, no. As you were telling it, I could remember like him telling it, and I was like, wow, okay, I remember his trip to Maui. It was a whole different take than yours. So Kauai, you've never been to before this thing that you're about to do?
Absolutely not. It's the first for me. So that's it. I mean, I've been. The Cults played in Oahu a couple of times, and I've been there over the years several times. I'm actually long overdue a visit, so I'm very happy to be able to do a good turn for charity, and also get back and hang out with my friends and get to see another part of Hawaii.
Are there particular adventures or outdoor activities that you're going to be leading or participating in over the course of Kauai Rocks?
I'm gonna show people how to get the towels out by the pool early. Germans, if there are any Germans around, because they get up the day before to get the towels to secure the best spots. So anybody British will know what I'm talking about. So we're gonna major in that. So secure the best spots by the pool first of all, and then in the afternoon, I think I'm going to trying to do a class on how to make a proper cup of tea.
Bringing some British culture.
Well, we have to. Look at the Hawaiian flag.
Exactly. No, you have to represent, especially right now.
Yeah.
They could use some good press.
Yes.
You'll be out here generating it. I like that. So you'll be kind of mellowing out. Are you going to be bringing that classic 70s Gretsch White Falcon guitar along with you?
Certainly won't. I won't, because we're not doing anything. It's all going to be acoustic, I believe.
Right.
Although I haven't got into the minutiae of what exactly is going on. I mean, Mike described it to me as just a few kind of acoustic jam things. So I don't really want to be hawking around the old war horse. I'm still, funnily enough, I'm in the studio pretty much right up until this event, beating on the guitar, so it will be sick of the sight of me, and I will be sick of the sight of it by the time this little break comes, so.
Have you done stuff with Love, Hope, Strength before?
I did one, actually, I might well bring the guitar that I managed to snag when I did. We did the Empire State Building thing. We did a show on the top of the Empire State, or as close to the top as health and safety will let you go. And it involved like hiking up the Empire State Building, which was kind of interesting.
And that was for these guys?
Yeah.
Wow, that's neat.
I don't know what year that was. It's all becoming a blur, which is, probably pretty natural.
But,
you know what I mean?
But you played at the top of the Empire State Building for Love, Hope, Strength.
Yeah, me and Dave Wakeling, Mike Peters, and Slim Jim from the Stray Cats.
Dave Wakeling is my man. You remind me of him so much, brother.
Dave. Yeah, kind of. Well, I suppose.
He's got the same sense of humor.
Well, yeah, that's a big part of the deal, yeah.
He's the man. I love Dave. You tell him you were talking to Dave Lawrence in Hawaii, he'll give you high fives.
You got it.
Yeah, he's a solid brother. So when, I wanted to touch base on a couple of the things in your life other than that gig. When did you first meet Ian?
I think it was 1982. when he was singing. I was in another band called Theatre of Hate, and he was the singer in the support band and the band were called the Southern Death Cult, and they opened for us on several occasions, and we became friends. And I think the first place was actually just outside. It's actually Keele University, which is just outside the city of Stoke, in the charming Midlands of the UK. It was when I first clapped eyes on Mr. Asprey.
Are you still tight today?
Yeah, absolutely. I like 2 little peas in a pod.
What's the new record? Give me a little taste of, like, is it going to be Capsule 3? What's it going to be sounding like?
It's an album. It's an album. It's not a capsule. It's a full-on album, but it's kind of short. A lot of the songs are short, almost like a bit like punky and aggressive. Really, it's not a very pondering album in the way it's shaping up at the moment. You know, it's pretty aggressive and a lot more fast songs than I thought. It's a little bit a bit more. If it was a movie, it might be like Taxi Driver. I don't know. You know, it's not. Every Cult album tends to take on a bit of a life of its own, in my opinion. Me and Ian write the tunes, and it's sort of just circumstances tend to mould it into being what it becomes. And you can't really, once you've kind of started, you can't really micromanage the process, or you can try and fail. So I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be, and a lot of times after it comes out, the general public's reaction to our records shapes how it's perceived. You know what I mean? Because being a writer and the performer on it doesn't necessarily mean that the people who buy it or get exposed to it take it in the same way that you intended it. You know?
Yeah, no, totally. And you guys have been around a long time, so people are sort of, they have fondnesses for different eras of the band, and it can be difficult for a band like you, or maybe even Queensryche. I was just talking to Jeff the other day. It's because you guys make real music, and your fans expect certain things, and it takes them a little while to digest it each time, I think. Yeah,
you're definitely going to get a lot of opinions. I mean, you can only just do the best you can, and I've heard enough different, just other musicians who I sort of respect, who I've played with, in your rather excellent intro to the band, a lot of those kind of legendary guys that we've played with, they pretty much say, as a musician and a creative person, you're there to lead the way. Once you start second-guessing yourself, and, that's why you do what you do. You just have to push forward and do the best you can and give 100% effort, and don't really worry about the results. Just feel you've, given it the best you can. I think that musicians get in a very dangerous area when they start trying to please everybody,
Absolutely.
You really got to please yourself, because that's how you start doing it, and I think that's just always a very good rule of thumb.
Absolutely, dude. And that's what's going to, I think, lead to more consistency, believe it or not, over the long haul, is if you just stick with your guns rather than trying to mold to something. I mean, you're a growing guy. You're going to change your tastes and stuff and evolve, and that's really what's going to make the music maintain the ability to sell stuff. I would like to support the record here at HPR, and if you're willing to help me do it, I'd love to do an interview with Ian as it comes out or whatever. Would you be willing to try to help me get that? Or
I can talk to his people. I can get my people to talk to his people.
You do a little people talk, and
his people to have lunch and send an email, and we can Facebook it.
Okay. Are you going to be stopping in Honolulu on your trip?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I hope that the thing really goes well, and definitely, keep us in mind. We'd love to, like I said, support the record when it comes out. Big Cult fan. It was great to catch up with Ian when he was here, and I'm proud of you for putting your musical weight behind such a good cause. I think this is going to be a really special thing.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's a growing enterprise. They're getting better every time. They're understanding how to run a charity.
Sure.
They've achieved an incredible amount in a short amount of time.
It's great that they're bringing all of you to Hawaii too, and helping the state really to share some aloha in a good way. So thank you very much for talking to me. I appreciate it, Billy.
My pleasure.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Billy. Big high five, and be safe, dude.
That's good, man. Yeah, absolutely. All right, and I'll feel pretty confident we'll get some sort of promotional thing going on when the record's rolling out, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Not coming out till next March, so March the 13th. So
wow, it's that long away, huh?
Yeah, we're still in the studio. I'm going there now. So, I mean, we're still in the recording session, so... All right.
Yeah, well, give my best to Ian. I'd love to talk with him sometime. I really admire him. It was great when he was here in Honolulu. You could tell him the guy he interviewed with when he was here in Hawaii says hi.
Yeah, I will do. I'll be seeing him in about half an hour.
Yeah, please do.
Cheers, mate.
Take care. Aloha, Billy.
Thank you. Bye.